All right, Charlie, thank you so much. It is a Bloomberg Business News Flash. Well, on the Bloomberg today, there is a Bloomberg Intelligence report noting U.S. housing data. We know it's been in a free fall for the better part of 9 months, but how recently some reports reflect some near-term stabilization and in some cases, modest improvement in activity. And this, to me, have to do with lower rates. So maybe we could see a more positive feel in the housing market.
Well, at least our Drew Redding, our senior analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence, writes that in a note today. So with more on housing, let's get to our guest. William Doherty, I should say, is the CEO of Walton Global, the privately owned land, asset, and real estate company. It has $3.6 billion in assets and over 98,000 acres of land under management in the U.S., nearly 100,000 investors globally. Bill, good to have you with us. Bill joining us via Zoom from Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, Bill, so how do you, if you look across the industry right now, how would you describe it?
Well, first of all, Carol and Tim, thanks for having me on your program. It's an honor to be with you here today. In terms of the market overall, we at Walton, we're quite bullish as to where things are heading right now. Don't get me wrong. The last 6 months of 2022 had significant headwinds. A lot of our builder clients who we sell land to, they pumped the brakes. Some even hit the brakes very hard. But what's been happening month on month over the last 90 days is you see starts going up, permits going up, sales are going up. The homeowner, the person looking for a home, they're getting used to these higher mortgage rates, which are almost double what they were a year ago. But they've come off their high of about a 7.25% 90 days ago to what were they? The weekly average last week was 6.1%. So you're having more and more people coming back into the marketplace. And the primary reason for that is that there's such a high demand for housing in the United States. Depending on who you talk to, we have a shortage of anywhere from 4 to 6 million residential units.
I'm always amazed. Tim's heard me say it a million times that we had a glut of houses coming off of the great financial crisis, and now we have, once again, we don't have enough homes. I know builders are careful in terms of building. They want to make sure the demand is there. Is the land there, though, to home builders to build?
Oh, absolutely. In our case alone, we look at the national builders who we have relationships with. We look at them as clients. We feed them our land assets throughout the southern smile of the United States and up in Colorado as well. And the land assets where we're feeding them our land to feed their pipeline, they're taking that down phase by phase. And they have their work program already set in place for 2023. And now what's happening, and frankly, Carol, I talk to builders every single day at the corporate level, the regional level, the divisional level. And every single time I have a conversation, even out in the western states where it got hit the hardest over the last 9 months, they're starting to put the pedal to the metal because they want to start building up for their programs in 2024 and 2025. And the land is there and it is entitled and ready to be developed. It's just making sure that you have the consumer coming in, taking down the houses. And we were so underbuilt throughout the 2010s as a result of the last real estate crisis that the builders now are so much more sophisticated. They really are. And they just want to have that just-in-time inventory in terms of the land and the finished lots so that they do not have too much inventory on their balance sheet. And a company like ours and many other companies like ours are there to feed them the assets that they need.
How are they doing in terms of actually finding people to build these homes and finding materials to actually build them?
Well, the good news is the silver lining in what's happened in the second half of 2022 is that the cost to build a home has come down significantly in terms of lumber and copper. Even the labor costs are starting to come down significantly. Land development costs have maintained steady, and that's probably a result of the infrastructure bill and the local, state, and federal governments having their infrastructure programs getting kick-started. But the price of a home and the time to deliver a home has come down significantly. And I'll say this for builders. We talk about home builders. They're not just there to build houses. They're in the business of selling houses. And I know that sounds quaint, but if there's any person out there or family out there that's looking to buy their first house or to upgrade or to downgrade, the builders are out there to work with them to get them into a house through upgrades, through incentives, by paying down their mortgage. Because they want to hit their unit counts. They want to try to hit the same unit counts as what they did in 2022.
Hey, Bill, one thing I want to ask you, and it came on my radar, and that has to do with investors picking up land specifically for water rights. And we're seeing that out in Colorado. Is that at all part of your investment strategy?
Oh, absolutely. In Colorado, it's funny you bring that up. You can go out and buy a piece of land, and not all land is created equal. And truly, in the state of Colorado, attaining water rights is usually more valuable on a per acre basis than the actual land itself. And we won't buy land in Colorado unless we already have those existing water certificates or water rights. So it is a growing business here in the United States, particularly here in the Southwest, California, and Colorado as well.
Is that troubling at all to you? We're talking about a natural resource here.
Is it troubling to me? It's something that we all have to be aware of. If the federal government, the state governments, and private industry get together, we can come and attain a solution. We really can. I have many thoughts on this topic. I really do, because we're dealing with it with our assets here in Arizona, more so than we're dealing with it up in Colorado.
Right.
Where if you don't have your assured water rights, but you have land, which in some cases we have that, then you're going to have to work extra hard to try to get those water rights in place.
Right. Bill, hey, listen, we have to leave it there, but definitely look forward to catching up with you in the near future. Really appreciate your time. Bill Doherty, he is Chief Executive Officer at Walton Global. They are a privately owned land, asset, and real estate investment company. Assets around the United States, global investors, about 100,000 investors globally, based on their strategy. So interesting take there.
Yeah, really interesting stuff.
Yeah, the water rights use, just kind of fascinated by this, a little horrified as well. This is Bloomberg Radio.